Okay, I'm going to do something today that I've never done before. Brand new, right, Dan? Never done it in my whole life. I'm going to put these baked potatoes right here. I was juggling them. Okay. You can bruise them. Ooh, that's pretty good. I'm going to do these baked potatoes in the crock pot. Wham! Like that lady does on there. I'm going to put them in the crock pot, okay? I'm going to fork them. And somebody said you fork them so they don't blow up. Okay? That don't make sense to me, but I'm forking them anyhow. Okay? Some people say they're easy to cook. That one lady I watched the other day, she said that you fork them so the steam comes out of them so they don't blow up. Okay? You don't fork your hand. You only fork the potatoes. Okay? Now, once I fork them, see, Jan, if you can get a shot of this for me. All right. Get a good shot of the potatoes. Move the camera a little bit. Get a shot of the potatoes. I know what I'm going to do when I get off of here. I'm going to give you a good old-fashioned jumping onto. Okay? Now, I'm going to oil them with some olive oil. Okay? And I'm doing them all in the same thing. Then I'm going to give them some Himalayan salt. Now, I'm going to put these in here on, I'm going to put them on high for a little while. Now, what I'm looking for later on is I'm going to get me a new crock pot someday. Okay? I think I've got two of these $20 crock pots. Don't it in? One in the camper. I bought one extra one when I was at Pigeon Forge. All right, now I'm going to give them some Himalayan salt. Okay? I'm going to salt them a little bit. Okay? With the pink Himalayan salt. There's another salt that I heard of the other day. What was it called, Jan? It was expensive. We seen it on the Amazon. Some guy's a real health guy, and he said it's real good. You're supposed to use. I can't remember what it's called. When I do, I'll come back and tell you. Okay. I'm going to drop them in here. In this. Huh?
Did they say the rest?
Yeah, they wrap them and put them in the crock pot. There's a sign on my new apron that Kelsey got me. And this pertains to my marriage and my camera person. What's it say, Jan?
They can read it.
No, what does it say? What's it say, Jan?
I'm not supposed to talk.
But she does anyhow. They could hear you. You're standing right there.
They got me loud and clear that night.
Anyway, I'm going to put these in a crock pot, okay? And I'm going to put them on high for about 4 hours. And then I'm going to put them on low and let them sit there and simmer. Okay? And we're just going to see what happens. But I seen the lady on TikTok doing that, and it looked pretty cool. Now, she done it, and she actually put some chicken over to the side of it, poured some barbecue sauce on the chicken, and done it all in the crock pot with the baked potatoes wrapped up. That seemed wild to me, but I'm not got that bold yet. But that's where I'm going. I'm going from there to the crock pot. I was looking for the lid. I was showing like a little dramatization. I'm going to put it in here.
Get the music.
I'm going to put it in here. Then I'm going to go back here. Here. I'm going to put one Reese cup in with it. Let's put a Reese cup in. No Reese cup. Okay. Okay. I'm going to set it on high for a long time. It's 11 now. 12, 1, 2, 3. About 4 o'clock. I'm going to leave them on high and just see what happens. This is a brand new thing I've never done in my whole life. If everything goes right, I'll show you what I'm doing some baked pork chops too tonight. Okay, going to do those. So I'll try to show you those once I get started with those. Be back and show you the results in a moment. Thank you, dear. Okay, doing something. I haven't done this either. Okay, first thing I'm doing, I'm doing these pork chops, okay? I'm going to dry them just a little bit as I go along, okay? Don't really have to, but I've seen another lady on TikTok and she did that. All right, I'm doing 2 eggs. I'm doing this for a little bit of the base. You call it, there's another term for it, isn't there? Dang. That heavy whipping cream. I thought I was going to get some channel locks. I'm going to come out of there. All right. A little bit of heavy whipping cream and 2 eggs, okay? All this is going to do is be the, they don't call it a base. What do they call it, Jan? Like on the outside of something like that. I forget what they call it. If somebody remembers, write that in there, will you? Okay. All right. What I'm going to do, take the pork chops. Now, a lot of you watching know that I use my tongs a lot because I don't like to touch it. Okay. I'm going to dip it in here. Here. Okay. I'll bring it over to here. Okay. From this point, I'm using the Kinder's, okay, Planko blend seasoned coating buttermilk ranch. That's what I'm going to use. Okay. I'm going to use the buttermilk ranch. Okay. Okay. Going to hit with that. Okay. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to hit it with a little bit more of that again. These pork chops, I've done a really good deal on these pork chops. Okay, they're about, I got them like, there was 2 for like a little over $3 is what they were. They end up being. They're a thick pork chop too, okay? So I've got my oven set right now at 375, okay? Instead of, I had it set originally at 350, but I got to thinking about the thickness of these pork chops. I anticipate these to be great, okay? Now, they could be great and they could not be great. It could be a total catastrophe. If it is, I don't hide it, okay? One thing about me, I'm not a bragger, even though I'm a world champion, award-winning chef. Right, Jen? A world champion, award-winning chef. On these pans, I already coated this pretty hard with some the butter spray, which is like it's like a Pam, but I've got them coated with that. All right, because the big thing I don't like is I don't like it to stick. Okay, now what I used was the heavy whipping cream, and I used 2 eggs, heavy whipping cream. Now the reason I'm doing 4 of these is because Colson and Chris are going to come over for supper tonight. So, and if this works good, I really have grown to be fond of this Kinder's. Okay? It's not overly expensive either. Is it, Jan? It's not real expensive. If it's very expensive, Janice will cut me back. She won't let me have stuff that's real expensive. She's pretty tight on me when it comes to stuff like that. She got me on a pretty strict budget, okay? All right. I'm hoping this makes a really good base. Base. But is it called something other than a base?
Binder.
Binder. Thank you, Jan. And as all of you know by now, Janice is the brains, and I'm just the muscle. Okay? Except when I need her to be the muscle, and then that's just the way it is. Okay. All right. I've got a little bit of that left, and I'm not going to really waste. I might put it on top of this, on top of these, just a little bit more. Okay. Anyway. Okay. There he is. Okay. I'm going to coat these things pretty hard. Okay. And then once I get them coated pretty good, I've got a little bit left. I'm going to use it all. 1 pack, 4 of these thick pork chops. Okay. Lady told me today when I was in line, now I'm going to hit them with just a little bit of this butter spray, generic butter flavored spray, just to sort of bind them a little bit on top, just to hold it on there. And also, there's several other things I could do to this, but I'm not going to do. Okay. I'm going to hit just a little bit of butter on these. And I know that makes some people squeamish, but the butter will do a couple things. One thing, when I go to turn them, it keeps them from sticking so bad. And the next thing it just gives them a little more of a taste. Okay? And it keeps your cholesterol up where it needs to be. Because sometimes your cholesterol gets low and you got to keep it. You have to keep it up. All right. There I am. I'm set at 375. Now, I'm really thinking it's going to take about 30 minutes. Okay? So I'm going to hit this thing, 375 for 30 minutes, and then I'll keep an eye on them. All right? So I'll keep an eye on them. I probably ought to be on 400. What do you think, Jan? They're pretty big pork chops, aren't they? I'm going 400. Okay? I'm going 400 for 30 minutes. Okay? I'll turn them on 30. I'll take the tongs and turn those things and see what they look like from there. Now, don't forget, over here, this is something that I've got going right now too. Okay? I have these baked potatoes. Whew. All right? In the slow cooker. Okay? Now, how are they going to turn out, you say, John? I don't have any idea. Nobody I've talked to other than that lady on TikTok has ever done it. This piece of paper, so I remember to let you see. Because if not, I'll forget. So I put that piece of paper right there. I put them in at 11. It's 4. They've been in 5 hours, okay? I'm going to go ahead and drop them down on low right now. Probably so we got another 30 minutes or so before dinner will be ready. It's about what I figure. I'll let you see these when we get them out and put them on the plate. And let you see the pork chops in. Be back in just a few moments with Cooking with John. Okay, I've done something today that I've not done before. Okay, I know I say that. I've done my baked potatoes. Okay, 5-6 hours in the crock pot instead of in the like an hour in the air fryer or the oven. I done them in the crock pot. Okay, now how will they turn out, John? That's what you say, because once again I shared with you I can read minds. It's just a gift. I've always had it. I can read a mind from miles away. Okay. I've always been, like sometimes I know that Janice is going to slap me and I'll go ahead and dodge ahead of time because I know she's going to hit me or something like that, okay? So now I don't know how this is going to turn out. If it's no good, you'll know it. So we're going to do the knife cuts perfectly through them, okay? Look how fluffy they are. Fluffy, look at that. I'm going to tell you something, Jan. I know you're a little rough on me. Okay. I'm not going to bite it because I'm too smart. And I can read the minds there when some of you are thinking, you're not that smart, John. Going to put a little butter on it. Put a little diet butter on my baked potato. Okay. Then I'm going to put a little bit of this diet sour cream, low-fat sour cream on it. Okay. I'm not going to put any, I'm going to let that sit there just a second. Now, I've already done that. We were 30 minutes on the, this has turned out to be a success, okay? I really think it's a success, all right? I mean, they're just a perfect baked potato. The skin, look at the skin on those. I mean, that turned out, what I done was just drop them in the cup. Now you say, John, why should I do that? I'm going to tell you something. That is about the most perfect baked potato you could ever eat in your life. Okay, what? We got a drone. We're using a drone in the production studio now, hovering over top of the food. This is a great baked potato. I mean, and you say, John, why? Why? Okay, here's what you can do with that. Say you just want to do one baked potato. I'm going to start selling those crock pots for $10 at the Walmart because I advertise them all the time. You could drop that sucker in that crock pot, I put a little olive oil on it, a little salt. That's what I did. Then I turned around and just wrapped it up in foil, poked it with a fork a few times. You could put it in that crock pot, one baked potato. Mom, or anybody else out there, sometimes you won't cook because it's just you, okay? And I'm just trying to get you over that. That's my goal, to get you over that, to get you to go ahead and cook for yourself. Because once you get in the habit of not cooking, it tends to spiral, and you get to where you do that all the time. But if you take that, drop it in a crock pot, set it up on high, and leave it alone through the day, you'll have the most beautiful baked potato. And I do them all kinds of ways, okay? I do them in the oven. I do them in the instant air fryer. That baked potato is perfect. Complete success. Okay, complete success. All right, baked potato, success. All right, now let's take a quick glance over here. Something that I've had, okay? I had to go a little longer. Now the breading on these is making them dark. Oh man, what I hate is when the breading comes off of this dad burn, what you're doing. And that's going to happen right now, okay? I'm going to bring those out in just a minute. These pork chops. I hate it when the breading comes off, and I don't really know how to keep it from coming off of them. I used a non-stick aluminum foil. I believe I did. I put the butter on. Did I use the non-stick aluminum foil? I might not have used it. I might have used a regular aluminum foil. Could be my fault. Okay, I'll be back in just a minute, and I'll show you these. I'm going to go ahead and get them out. We'll see where we're at. Okay, here what we have is pork chops, okay? Now, you seen how I've done these pork chops? I breaded these up, used the kinders on them, okay? A thick pork chop is a little bit of a quandary sometimes, okay? But I'm all right, okay? It's a little bit harder to do a thick pork chop because you have to do them around 350. Now, when I had to fluctuate the time just a little bit to try to get the time on them right, okay? I breaded them in that Kinder's buttermilk, and I done the other. Here's what I'm not going to do anymore, okay? Give me up here. Here's what I'm not going to do anymore. I'm only going to bread this stuff on one side because it's aggravating me. When the breading comes off, sticks to the foil. That's pretty good. That's very good, okay? Very, very, very good. Now, it looks like they're a little burnt, but that is the breading. You don't have to be afraid. The breading makes it look a little, the breading gets awfully brown, but you can't do much with it unless you just cook them first, then bread them, then put them back in, and I'm not going to do that. All right, there it is. Pork chops were success. Potatoes were success. Once again, there's a reason this ribbon is hanging back here. Okay? There's a reason. I'm a world champion chef. I mean, I've traveled the world. Well, I've been to Tennessee. Sort of, hadn't I, Jan? It's not really sort of the world, hadn't I? I've traveled the world, and I'm an award-winning chef. There's a reason when you see a meal like this, you say, John, once again, you've outdone yourself. And I have. This you can follow absolutely and have a perfect meal. Thank you for watching Cooking with John. Be sure and like, share, and follow. Heart, thumbs up, do the whole thing. And be sure and follow if you're on Facebook. Hit follow. I got to have some followers on there. But thank you for watching Cooking with John. Adios and pass the ammunition.